Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. It's really good to see you guys. I feel like I've been gone for 2 weeks. It might have only been 1 week, but I'm back. I did kind of fall into a rabbit hole of mental health stuff. I would say that it was just depression, but it also, I feel like, was very much anxiety, and I'm lucky that I'm only really hitting that wall towards the end of the pandemic, because I know there were a lot of people who have just been feeling really horrible in this time, and I had to refilm this video because I was gonna go into how it was really hard for me to see the light at the end of the tunnel and that things were gonna get better because things are opening up, people are going back to work, people are getting their vaccines, and I just feel like I was stuck. But I got some good news yesterday and I finally found a stable job. And I'm so excited. I didn't even realize how depressed I really was. I have a window in my office where I film, and I always thought the trees and the bushes outside were a very deep and dark green, and looking at them now, they're the most vivid green I've ever seen. And it just felt like I had a huge weight lifted off of my shoulders. I was just so, I am so happy and excited about it, and it's just, I don't know, I've been really manifesting that good things are gonna happen to me, that I was gonna move forward. But if I'm being honest, there was parts of me that felt like I'm just gonna get rejected again, or it's just gonna be a harder process, or maybe this thing that I've been working really hard towards wasn't for me, and I'm so excited. And the original video that I had was going to be something else, so I'm gonna have to refilm. So everything that I'm wearing today, I will link down below. But what I do want to talk about, just on the topic of new beginnings and pushing through hard times, I do want to talk about Tati Westbrook for a little bit, because I didn't realize really how big of a phenomenon this was gonna be, and how big my comments and a few other videos have kind of gotten. And I'll link Angie's video down below because I think her feelings on the topic are very similar to my own, in that at first I didn't really think much of it. It was just oh great, content creator is back, someone that was a part of my usual beauty routine. But then after really kind of dissecting the information that I have, I've kind of changed my mind on it. I'm not anti-Tati, or I don't think she should have a platform or be completely scrubbed and removed from the internet. I think actions like that are reserved for people like James Charles and David Dobrik that have done things that have really hurt people. Tati's thing is really petty, and I don't think pettiness should get you taken off of the internet. No one likes a petty person per se, but then there are people that do like petty people, so to each their own. But that's what I mean. It's your time and how you spend it, and the way that I view it is my time is more valuable than the dollar. In my lifetime, I have the possibility to make infinite amount of dollars. In my lifetime, I do not have infinite amount of abilities to add more time. Sure, you can eat healthy and work out and all these things, but essentially you could also just die after watching this video. I know that's a little dark, I'm sorry, but you never know, right? And so you want to spend time doing things that you enjoy. And if I've learned anything through this really hard year, is that I value my time so much more, and what I can do with that time, and who I spend that time on. And nothing against Tati, but let's break it down. So when going through her content, I didn't really think much of her content until I kind of got back into the beauty community, and she became someone that I was like, oh, if I'm thinking of a product that I want to purchase, I will type in Tati's name to see if she has a video on it. Or if I'm watching a Tati video, maybe that's where I learn about something new that's come out. She would kind of be a part of the stable rotation of like, these are thoughts and opinions that I kind of take to heart when shopping, kind of thing. And she didn't need James Charles, Shane Dawson, Jeffree Star to be successful. She was already successful in her own right. She sold her integrity for the snake oil vitamin, and that was kind of the downfall. That could be a mistake and it's forgivable, right? But when you kind of really dissect what's going on there, she was a grown woman befriending a 17, 18-year-old boy who she had already seen and been uncomfortable with some of the actions, you know, like hitting on waiters and things like that. I think the thing with James Charles and texting minors is very similar to Chris D'Elia's thing, where I don't think anybody really knew. They might have mistaken that as someone who's always attached to their cell phone. You never really know. And James Charles wasn't her son, so I mean, it's not like Tati's gonna be like, oh, James, let me see your phone. You're spending a lot of time on your phone. What are you doing? She's just seeing a young boy doing some questionable things in public that she didn't like. She didn't like it enough to make a video on it and, you know, get really passionate about talking about that specific event and how there might have been other little events similar to that. And for me, as an adult woman, I don't know if there's an excuse for that. Like, why do you put up with that? Why would you surround yourself with that? That's not your child. You're not responsible for them. And if you're not going to give them kind of like a little heart-to-heart about like, hey, maybe you should tone that back a bit, and then they don't change, why are you still hanging around? You do not need them, their presence, to be successful. So for me, that's kind of like strike one. I get it, you can grow and learn from those situations, but I don't think being quiet for a whole year and admitting that you were as quiet as you were because you were going through court stuff really shows growth. Only time shows growth, right? Because only then will you see an experience or an opportunity to show that maybe you've changed. This video isn't to bag or rag on Tati and think that she's this horrible, terrible person who doesn't deserve, you know, new chances, because that's not what I'm trying to say. And if you're someone that supports her coming back, I'm not trying to say that you're in the wrong either. It's just, for me, it feels like when you fall out of a friendship, and sure, you could have seen the other person's point of view and you guys can have an understanding, but like sometimes it just doesn't mesh well and you move on. Kind of similar to like Manny MUA and Jeffree Star. He just posted a video where he was talking about his collabs, and the way that he talked about his collab with Jeffree was just very, very professional, very much like, I enjoyed our good times and I understand some bad things have happened, and we're just moving on with peace and love. I don't think she deserves any hate comments or, you know, people to be like, get off the internet. Because like I said, a lot of her stuff is just petty stuff. And for me, my moral compass, it's just, those are not, there are some things in her actions that I just can't forgive. And I'm not asking for an apology video or anything like that, because it wouldn't do anything. Like I said, you only show growth with time. So I don't know, and then I know what's gonna come with this is that Tati's gonna be posting about products, and then those products are gonna become really trendy because Tati's talking about them, or everyone's gonna be recreating a Tati video where the products that she's talked about, they're also gonna be reviewing. And I've kind of really enjoyed this boom of like unique creativity in the beauty community. And I've really loved my indie creators. Like, just another thing to kind of tie in the Tati stuff, I can't relate to someone that has owned multiple $1 million homes. in different states on top of owning a condo. And like, I get it. She said that she had to go, court is expensive, and so she had to sell some properties. I was so stressed out about not having a job, and I'm so excited to finally have a job, you know, like I can't relate to her and her products. And very, very early on, it was, you know, just things that you could find at Sephora and Ulta and things that were very, like, you can catch on sale. And then she kind of got into like doing really, really high-end stuff. And then it wasn't just, you know, for the content of like, oh, let me just try out this like $400 face powder. It was, this is the powder that I like to use in my everyday makeup, and I can't relate to that. There are other content creators that I like to watch that I can relate to, because I don't really want to buy makeup at a high price and then it's a mediocre product, which seems to kind of be like, I don't want to spend money on a brand like Too Faced, right? Where you just never know what you're going to get, but you're still spending $40 on a palette. If I'm spending $40 on a palette, it better have like 2 or 3 duochromes and some like really artistic packaging. So I don't know, I would just rather watch the people that I've been watching, and I don't want to really give Tati my time. But by no means am I saying go and leave hate on these comments. And if you come across someone like me that you don't agree with, or like me that you do agree with, you don't have to blow up their comments or call them stupid and things like that, because I see that a lot too. I've had a lot of conversations with people that feel the opposite of me, but in kind of sharing that, like, hey, like with peace and love, like she's just gonna go do her own thing and I'm gonna do my own thing. And I would just, what other content creators are you watching maybe that, you know, you can share with me, and then we can have that in common. There's just something about the popular trendy influencer that I'm just not interested in. It just kind of always feels like it's kind of scammy, and I'm just not into it. Everybody deserves to kind of have new beginnings and to correct themselves. And if they've done something that you don't agree with, you don't have to take that away from them. You can just move on. I say that though, and then I think of like people like David Dobrik and James Charles, and no, I don't think they deserve to have a platform. I think they've shown that they abuse their platform because James Charles is talking to minors. David Dobrik thought it would be a funny, great idea to film a gross friend that he knows is gross, harass and sexually assault these young girls, and then film it and then put it as content that he gets paid for on his YouTube channel that a bunch of little kids are watching. But yeah, I don't know. I just wanted to share that and get that out moving forward, because I don't want people to think that I'm gonna be talking about Tati, or who's watching, the 10 people that watch my videos. I guess I just didn't want people to think that I was gonna kind of mimic and copy like Tati's videos and like get crazy about these reviews. I don't know. So I'm gonna leave it at that. If you have any good news, leave them in the comments down below. If you're also struggling, you know, in a rabbit hole, let me know down below. It's always nice to reach out to people when you can. And are you going to be watching Tati's content? Are you not going to be watching Tati's content? I mean, I'm just so excited about my life that I could honestly care less about what she's doing or what anybody else is doing really on the internet, because like I did it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys next time. I should have another video up tomorrow. That's me going through my makeup collection again. But I'll see you guys next time. Bye.